Alright everybody, good day. In today's video we're going to troubleshoot and diagnose Trevor's Jeep, which he was driving at home yesterday and all of a sudden just died, left him stranded on the road. We'll crank over, won't start. We need to determine what the issue is. I'm guessing a fuel pump, but we're going to figure that out. Alright, fuel pressure gauge is installed. Trevor's going to turn the ignition on and we're going to see if the fuel pump pressure's up. Oh, we got fuel pressure, so it's not that. So once we verified that there's fuel pressure, I'm going to get the scanner. I'm going to scan the engine because if we got fuel pressure, we must not have spark then. Let's see what's going to happen. Pay attention to the first code that's given, because that's going to come back to haunt us at the end of the video. So we got a bunch of codes actually. P013 downstream O2 sensor short at high. P201 injection 1 control circuit fires improperly. P202 injection 2 circuit fires improperly. 4 fires improperly. 5 fires improperly. Ignition coil primary circuit. So maybe your coil is at fault. I have another tool that we're gonna verify, see if there is spark. So off his distributor down here. I just need to pull off any wire, really, it doesn't matter. Plug in any one. And we're gonna check for spark. Okay. No, nothing. I did actually check for voltage at the coil, but somehow I guess I didn't record it. Checking the resistance on the coil. 1.3. You want to touch the 2 prongs on the post in there. .3, so we got the same. So just want to check the ground wires coming off the coil pack. There's the resistance. So we removed the coil, we checked the resistance, we checked the grounds at the coil. At this point, I knew there's something else wrong, and for shits and giggles, I decided we're going to start it, even though we didn't have any power at the coils. And I know that's not going to be what the issue is. We need to investigate further. Yep. Okay. The next easiest thing I decided to check was test for power at the PCM, check the grounds, and also check the 5-volt reference. Because if there's issues with his computer, that could be causing why we don't have a no spark condition. So right now, we're just going through the whole process of troubleshooting and try to understand what exactly is going on with his Jeep. The computer checked out fine, so I hooked up the power probe to the fuel injector control wire, and we're going to check to see if the fuel injections is even firing. Okay, wait, stop. Crank it again. Okay. There's no signal. Now we're digging in deep. We're checking for voltage at the crank position sensor. Indeed, we got 5 volts. So this is where we start to go down the rabbit hole. Turning the engine over by hand, the crank position sensor works. 0 volts, 5 volts, 0 volts. So everything that we checked over seemed to be working. So at this point in time, I was thinking perhaps the injector driver in the computer shot, and we're going to try to get another computer to see what exactly the issue is. And this is where we start going deep into the rabbit hole, where we should check something easy first. So we're at the boneyard, and we found a PCM out of a Cherokee with the same part number, so we're just going to pull it out, take it home, and see what's going to happen. It only takes a few minutes to install the new computer, and it identifies as a 1999 Jeep Cherokee 4.0 there is quite a few differences, but for our case, the computer will work. It's just that none of the gauges in the dash will work because of a CAN bus error. But as far as reading everything else, for the engine side, all that checks out. Now this is where I come out of the rabbit hole. See that fuse on the fender there? That came out of F21. That fuse was blowing. I just swapped it out with a new one. Trevor said before I came over, said him and his buddy checked all the fuses and all the fuses were good. So that's why I didn't check it in the first place. Well, changing that fuse out definitely was the issue with his Jeep. But remember what I said about that code in the beginning of the video? Well, this is where it comes into play because Trevor went out later that night and his Jeep died again, blowing fuse. Alright, so in the end, it turned out to be a fuse. But a fuse being blown and replacing the fuse, getting his Jeep back up and running does not solve the problem. The issue is still there. So this is the issue. Trevor's exhaust system has been broken and his catalytic converter, which is not hooked up to anything, has just been hanging on by wire for whatever reason because the sensor was connected to it. And because the O2 sensor and the exhaust was, flying around, well, it wore holes through the insulation of the wire. So it got to the point, if he made a turn or hit a bump and those wires touched against the frame, it would ground out and short that fuse out. And that was the issue all along. So if you guys have any questions or comments, post them below. And I want to see you guys in the next video. And I want you guys to post below what you guys think